Hey guys, Izzy and MJ from Endless RVing. So we are out at a new campground we're trying. This one's a little different than what we normally do, so you're going to want to make sure you watch this whole video.
Right, because the title may have you wondering what we're talking about. At the end of the video, we'll explain exactly what we mean by we can't wait to leave.
So we're going to review this campground using the Endless RV and Perfect Campground criteria. You can watch our first video where we use that above. But before we do that, this video is sponsored by campgroundviews.com. Now, this is the perfect tool to look at your campground before you get there. Essentially, it's like a Google Maps virtual tour for campgrounds. Campgroundviews.com was started by an RVer for RVers with the sole goal of allowing you to see exactly virtually your campground, the sites before you go there. If you like a site, something you want to stay at, you can actually click on that site and book it right through there. Right now, they have recreation.gov. They should have all the recreation.gov sites by the end of the year, but their ultimate goal is to have all campgrounds in the United States, except for boondocking locations, on campgroundviews.com for your ease of view and to be able to book your site right on campgroundviews.com. So go to the link below, sign up. It doesn't cost you anything. They're going to give you 24 hours full access to the website. You can see everything. If you don't choose to get a membership, you still get access to the website. You just won't have all the features.
So our first thing, as always, is our must-haves. Now, location is number one. This is about 90 minutes from our house.
That was with traffic. I think it's actually a little closer.
It's probably like an hour 15 or so, but yeah, we did get seconds of traffic coming down on a Friday afternoon, but it's real close. And it's also very close to I78, so major highway, you can hop right off and stay here. Okay, so site sizes and getting in and out. Super easy getting in. Parking, no problem. So the site actually where we are is almost like part of a parking lot, but it doesn't really feel like that. But there's tons of space. You could fit 45 feet in here, no problem.
All right, let's talk about the sites themselves. Now, the site we're on is very level. We leveled it quickly. There's different types of sites here. Now, here's the thing. We're in New Jersey, and I'm not going to go into how I feel about New Jersey, but essentially this is the only state park in the whole state park system in New Jersey that has electric and water hookups. There's no sewer hookup. There's a dump when you leave, but this is the only park, and there's only 7 sites here that have that.
So 7 in the whole state.
There's 7. So we're really progressive here for some things. For other things, we are backwards. But anyway, so we'll talk about the sites. There's over 60 sites in this park. Almost all of them are dry, but they are large. So there's no particular like RV or tent. They're both, essentially, because it's just a slab. But the sites are really nice. So I was walking around. There's quite a few large sites that back up right to a lake. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. We actually said if we dry camp, we would come here. But like MJ said earlier, the 7 hookup sites, they're essentially kind of in a parking lot. It's obvious that an RV person didn't design these, or maybe they tried to retrofit it, because all the hookups are on the wrong side. They're not on the camp side, right? So I shouldn't say that. They are backwards. Essentially, they're on the camp side. Right. So what happens is that if you want to be on the proper side, which is usually on your driver's side to hook things up, then your campsite is on asphalt. It's in the parking lot. So they didn't really figure this out, and once again, it's not.
That's New Jersey for you.
Unexpected, but you can, if you flip your RV and run everything underneath your RV, then you could have your campsite where it's supposed to be.
And the last must-have is that we like to have pets allowed, and that does not happen here. Now, the only reason we came is because we wanted to check it out, but we have somebody watching the dogs this weekend. No dogs, no cats, no
birds,
no
reptiles, turtles,
support, parrots, no nothing. Something else they don't allow, and this is going to hurt a lot of you, I promise. No alcohol. It actually says it. Now look, I'm sure all these people that are walking around here are not following that rule, but it is written on the site, so no pets, no alcohol.
All right, so we're going to move on to what we like to have, but before we move on to that, we're going to just give you a little bit about Spruce Run State Park, which is where we're at. It's located in Clinton, New Jersey, and MJ has some facts about it.
Yeah, we're in Hunterdon County. They're known for picnicking, camping, just going to read some of these: swimming, boating, fishing, fishing, a lot of outdoor stuff goes on here. They were actually one of the first water supply facilities to be constructed and operated in the state.
How many
by the
acres is
state.
it?
We got almost 1,300 acres of water surface with 15 miles of shoreline for recreational purposes. It's the third largest reservoir in the state.
And now, this was actually the home of my first triathlon ever. I remember it very vividly.
Yes.
And you could swim because there is a lot of shoreline. However, apparently there's algae bloom that's been here now for a couple of years. So really the big attraction to this place is the shoreline, but you can't use the reservoir. You can if you have a boat.
New Jersey doing it right again. Yes, you can boat. You could. There's a lot of people still here, but if you're coming to swim, you're out of luck.
Finally, they're open from April 1st to October 31st. So it's a pretty good season, but that's like most of the state parks are very similar. All right, so let's move on to our like-to-haves.
My hair.
So space as far as between the campsite, space and the area itself. It's a state park. There's plenty of space. They're not trying to cram you in here. That's pretty obvious when you look around. So you have plenty of space. If you're that type of camper, you will like it. Now let's talk about cellular signal. It is good. We are kind of down a little further west in New Jersey. It's not as mountainous as like where we live. It's flatter. You're gonna have good cellular. We're getting speeds of 50 meg down and like 15 up, which is pretty good. Now let's talk about the overhang trees. Now this is a state park, but it's not like other state parks in the state. So it's not heavy forest. It's kind of open. There's trees, but there's nothing that's going to take a roof off or an air conditioning for sure.
No. And the last one is dog park. So as I mentioned before, unfortunately dogs are not allowed here, so hence there's no dog park.
All right, let's talk about bonuses. And I'm sorry if the wind is kicking up here. It's starting to get some wind off the water here. So they have a bathhouse and bathrooms. They're functional. They look like a 1970s psychiatric ward. They look like cell blocks that I've been to. It's pretty bad. Functional, but definitely could use some upgrading for sure. In addition, they have one dump station with water that's not potable, and then they also have potable water.
Right, so the bonuses that we usually talk about in our campground reviews, they have none of them, which makes sense. It's a state park. There's no pool, there's no activities, there's no scenery.
It's nice to look at.
Yeah, it is pretty. The water, as you can see behind us, it's a huge body of water, so it's really, really pretty. And there's of course, no store or anything like that.
Right, so if you're into fishing, boating, they have boating launches here. You can go out fish, kayak, all that stuff. Like if you're into that, this is a perfect place for you.
Right.
And it's super cheap. We're going to talk about that toward the end of the video.
Right, and I said there's no store. They actually, where you check in, we didn't mention that. It's a large entrance coming in. And they actually, I think they may have been selling a couple things.
Firewood, stuff like that, small stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there was a cute little bear that was, obviously not alive, that was there too. But nice little place to check-in office.
Talking about bears, this is bear country. It's not Alaska, but there are a lot of bears in New Jersey. And there's signs posted everywhere. If you leave your food out, you're going to have a visitor. So just keep that in mind. All right, so they don't have all those bonuses, but what they do have here is Clinton, New Jersey, which is pretty nice. Really nice area. It's kind of more suburban / rural, depending where you're at. It's only about 3 miles downtown from here. You have a Planet Fitness that's close by, and then you have downtown Clinton, which has restaurants, shops, galleries, really nice area.
You want to take them there?
Yeah, let's head over there.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Alrighty, so about 3 miles from the campground, from the park, is downtown Clinton. We're on Main Street. We're actually on the bridge. It's starting to rain a little bit.
It's Clinton. You said it's so Jersey. It's
Clinton. Clinton, New Jersey.
Clinton in Hunterdon County.
Yes, yeah, so
which is a beautiful county.
So on this street, there's a bunch of nice little shops and galleries and just, kind of like that old town feel. It's very small, clean.
If you've ever been to Lambertville in New Jersey, which is right next to New Hope, PA, it's very similar to that. It's a beautiful, just classy, quaint area. It has the beautiful falls, the waterfalls, a lot of ducks around, and just little structures and things like that. Like as he said, restaurants. And we stopped for lunch. It's actually starting to rain right now. We stopped at a place called Grounded for Life Cafe. It's a vegan joint. We found it. Food was
outstanding food. Actually, some of the best plant-based food we've had in some time, like outside New York City. Really good. So that's going to be an inspiration for us just to come back to this park for that.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, we're back that quick. Now let's talk about deal breakers, and we have several of them. My big thing here is maintenance, landscaping, and this place gets maybe like a C-.
Yeah.
It is kind of run down, and it's sad to see. New Jersey is the highest taxed state in the union, and in my opinion, there's no excuse for this. You have benches that are broken. You have outside the main lawn areas, a lot of stuff is overgrown. The playgrounds, weeds are overgrown, shrubs are it's kind of disgraceful and embarrassing, quite honestly.
Yeah. Before we get to the cost, we're just going to finish up these deal breakers. Another one is breed restrictions. Again, every breed is restricted. You're not bringing dogs here. And bad reviews, which...
They don't have bad reviews.
No, they had good reviews.
And we're being critical. Listen, it's nice. It's sufficient. I'm just saying we've been to places that are a lot nicer, like other state parks in other states that are way nicer. All right, so let's talk about the cost. How much is this going to cost you if you're just going down 78, you want to pull over? The first thing I'm going to say is that there's a lot of open sites here.
There
so I don't know why that is. Camping is so popular. Maybe after this video they'll have more, but there are a lot of open sites here. So here's the cost. If you are dry camping, like we explained, no hookups, in-state residents, $20 a night. Out-of-state resident, $25 a night. Now there's also, I believe, a $5 convenience fee. That's the VIG you got to pay in New Jersey, I guess. If you want your partial hookup sites, that's going to be water, 50-30 amp. In-state, $30 a night. Out-of-state, $35 a night. So it cost us, for 2 nights, $65. Pretty good, not too bad.
Yeah. So regarding the title, and we told you to wait till the end so we could address why we can't wait to leave. Can we not wait to leave this campground? Not necessarily, because in terms of the town, and we had, having a nice time, but we can't wait to leave New Jersey because we're comparing this park to other state parks that we've been to in other states, and there's no comparison.
So we're very close to the Pennsylvania state border. Pennsylvania state park systems are so much nicer than New Jersey. Like New Jersey needs to send the representatives to PA to figure out how to do it.
Right. Ohio is amazing.
Again, Now PA has more land, of course, but New Jersey has a lot of state parks. There's just no excuse. It's 2021 to have 7 hookup sites in the whole state is just mind blowing to me. And then of course they did it kind of backwards, and I understand it was probably retrofitted, but every time we come out to these places in Jersey, it's just more of a reminder that we need to go. We need to go, and this is not to complain. If you're new to the channel, this is not the first time we talked about it. We're actively searching out places to relocate once I retire, and unfortunately, it's not going to be New Jersey. So, if you're in the area and you want to stay at a place for a couple of bucks, it's a great place. It's not as nice as other ones, but it's not bad by any means. In the comments below, let us know, have you been to Spruce Run State Park? Have you been to any other New Jersey state parks? Or do you know of put your favorite state park in any state? Let's talk, because we want to go. And for myself and MJ, we thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the road.